Hey guys, this is Drew here again from Big Tex Urban Farms, and I wanted to do a little follow-up video and show y'all how the microgreens turned out and talk to you about what I think went really well about the project, and then maybe a couple of ways and some things that I could have done a little differently that could have made the harvest even better. And then I want to answer a couple of questions. We've gotten a few questions come through since the last video. Some people are reaching out directly to me, and then a couple through the company and so forth. So I want to get a couple questions answered also at the end. So first, this is the first container that we did in just a snap lid container. And a couple of things. First off, I did not get the near perfect germination that I'm used to getting as I grow them in my greenhouse at the Big Tex Urban Farms. But I've still got good enough germination for a home grow. Secondly, the cotyledons, or the leaf size of these dudes, this is about half as big as they will get again in my greenhouse. And the difference is the light. I get a lot of natural sunlight in my greenhouse. And then we also grow some of the trays under LED lighting, so that really makes them size up quite a bit more. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with the way this grow went. I've got these really pretty long stems, and this is going to make plenty enough microgreens. This is probably going to be enough for what I'll need for radish microgreens for the week or so. One thing I did really like is that we used this clear container, because my kids really enjoyed watching the roots grow. You can see those roots growing, and if you look at even at the bottom, they're growing through the bottom. So my kiddos really got excited to see not just the tops grow and how much they were growing, but what was going on underneath the soil level also. So that was pretty cool. And here's the little deco pot. I probably could have harvested these yesterday. So these have been planted for about 7 days, and they started kind of flopping over at the edge a little bit. But even yesterday, when they were still all standing perfectly straight, it made a really neat presentation, and I love this mixture of colors. And again, this is a radish microgreen called Red Rambo. And I did taste test a couple of these earlier this morning, and they still have that spicy radish flavor that I really like. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with these. The only thing I probably would have done differently, I'm growing them on this. This is a table that we have at the end of our kitchen, and I get a little bit of natural light through a window over here, but not that much. And I think I probably could have gotten a little bit better growth as far as the leaf size if I'd grown them on my kitchen cabinet over in that direction, because I've got a much stronger fluorescent light over there, so I think they probably would have sized up even better. But it was really fun having them here, like on the kitchen table here, where we do a lot of our eating and stuff, to just kind of have them, and the kids would get really excited to see how much they'd grown every day while they were eating breakfast. So it was pretty fun. Later today, I'm going to be harvesting these bad boys, and this is what you typically are going to use. One of these two options, okay? It's either going to be a kitchen knife. In this case, it's just a cheap Santoku knife that I use, and/or scissors. Okay, either option works just fine, especially for a home grow. I always cut with a Santoku knife. All the trays and so forth that we do at the Big Tex Urban Farms, and that's probably what I'll do at home as well. And you just kind of grab them. First off, make sure your hands are clean, and make sure your knife is clean. Okay, that's obviously really important. But when you harvest, you're just going to grab them a handful at a time and then slice across the bottom. And then probably put them into either a snap lid container that's a clean one or a Ziploc bag, and they're going to last forever, guys. So that's the project. That's kind of how it turned out. All in all, I'm pretty pleased. Like I say, I probably could have gotten a little bit better yield if I'd grown them under a stronger light conditions. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I know my kiddos really enjoyed watching them grow, so I felt really good about that. Hopefully y'all are going to be doing them at home too. Next, I do want to answer a couple of questions that we've received since the video came out. The first one is, where's the best place to grow these in the house? And I did talk about it very briefly in the first video, but probably not clearly enough. And I kind of talked about it just now as well. I tell people, put it in an area of the house where, first of all, where you have room for them. And secondly, where you're going to get the most light, be it artificial light from your house, just your regular home lights, or especially if you have like a bright sunny windowsill or something like that, then you can put them. That's great. So just pay attention to where you keep the light on in your house the most and put them in that room, or put them in a sunny windowsill, just basically where they can get the most light. Second question, I've had a lot of inquiries about where to get seed. And what I've been telling people is, if you think that you're going to do this once or twice, by all means, you can just go to a garden center or hardware store or whatever and just get a handful of seed packages of whichever varieties that you want to grow. And that's going to work out just fine. But if you think this is something that you're going to do week to week and want to do on a more consistent basis, you're probably going to want to order seeds in through the mail. I order almost all my seeds from a company called Johnny's. That's a really good source of Johnny's Selected Seeds. They have a website, of course. Also, like Paramount Seeds out of Florida and Osborne Seeds. They have good relationships with all those companies, and they sell a good quality sprouting seed for micros. And let's see, what other questions have I had? Oh yeah, another person has asked if you can keep reusing the same soil over and over again in your home grow. I have known people to do that. I don't recommend it though. You have a lot more incidences of molds and funguses that can start to develop if you reuse soil. And I think it's better in the long run, and it's going to give you better results if you reuse new soil each time you grow. You can go out and buy like a 2 to 3 cubic foot bag of potting soil, and it's going to last you a long time because you're not using up much potting soil. And then when you're done growing, especially like if you have a garden outside, or if you do potted plants outdoors, or even if you have low spots in the grass, you can absolutely reuse it outdoors. Go put it to work in your garden outside, or like I say, fill in a hole or something, and you're going to do just fine. But yeah, using fresh soil each time is probably best. So hopefully you enjoyed the follow-up video, and I'm going to start working on some other ways to show you how I do things at the fair, at the Big Tex Urban Farms, and how maybe we can modify that to get you growing larger trays at home. Let me show you this one here, because this is what I want to see y'all growing in the future. Look at how robust this is, right? This is a pea shoot. One of the 3 varieties that I highly recommend, peas, radish, and broccoli. Look how big this is. I mean, this is going to be several weeks worth of microgreens even for me, and I eat these things, twice a day mostly. So we'll see what we can come up with on that, man. I'm going to try to keep the content coming. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Again, this is Drew. Hope y'all are staying well and safe out there, guys. Peace.